Hey everyone, lesson 3, level 3, choosing your own adventure by traversing 2D arrays. And technically this is called a row major traversal. And what do I mean by a row major traversal? What that means is we go across the rows. So I'm going to go across that row and do something, and then I'll go to the second row, which is actually the second element in the larger outside array. And then I'll go to the third row, or the third element in the outside array, and so on. Later on, we will go down columns, and we actually did columns in the last lesson. So we want to go to the streaming class, and we want to go down to calculate total ratings. And so here we are. So I need to, this is going to return an int, so I'm going to declare an integer. That is going to be my total, and that's going to be equal to 0 to start with. And then I need to do two loops, a for loop for the rows and a for loop for the columns. So I'm going to go for int row equals 0, and I want my row to be less than whatever the, actually what I need it to be is I just need it to be the ratings dot length, because there are 4 elements in the larger ratings array, and so that's how many rows I have. And I'm going to take a row and I'm going to increment it by 1 every time, and then my next loop is for the column. So I'm going to go for int columns will equal 0. And then what I would like is the columns to be less than the ratings and whatever row number I am on. It is possible that rows could have different numbers of elements in them. I could refer to row 0 here because all of my rows have the same length, but I'm going to put a row in there, dot length, and I want to increment my column by 1. And so what I'm going to do every time is I'm going to take my total, set it equal to the, man, if I could ever do this correctly, what the current total is, plus ratings, row, column. And I want to return the total. So that's the thing, you just need to have 2 rows, and since we are traversing the rows first, that is typically our outside loop, and then we go through each column in the row, and that is my inside loop. And so let's go over to the streaming class and call the calculate total ratings, and we will cancel that. That was a teacher technique. And so I'm going to go movies dot calc total ratings, and I want to print that out. So system.out.println. Oh man, I'm not doing very well. Let's see what happens. So that printed out the sum of the array. So let's see, each one of these elements appears to be more than 50, less than 100. So let's say 70-ish, and there are 16 elements. So that seems reasonable. Let's check the test and see what the test does for me. Was there ever any doubt, kids?